Hi, today I would like to talk about energy and mass. Well, in the 19th century, experiments showed that light carried momentum. In fact, the formula for momentum carried by the light, P is equal to h over lambda, in which case P is the momentum, h is Planck's constant, and lambda is the wavelength. What this means is that anything that emits a photon, which is a light particle, will experience a recoil, and anything that absorbs a light particle will experience a push, however small it may be. Well, there's a brilliant young scientist who figures that, well, if light is delivering momentum, then something about the light has to be um, behaving like mass. And he suspected that it was the energy. Now, the energy, okay, according to experimentation back then, showed that the energy delivered by a photon, E, is equal to hc over lambda. And again, h is Planck's constant, lambda is a wavelength, and c is the speed of light. Now, when he theorized this, he needed a way to prove it as well as to quantify it. So what will he do? He'll compare it to something that is massive. So we know that P, momentum of an object that has mass, is going to be equal to the mass times the velocity. In this case, the mass, if he's pretending to a photon, this is going to be the mass that the photon is pretending to have. Okay, and V is going to be the velocity. So essentially, that is also equal to h over lambda. Now, in order to have a good comparison, the velocities have to be equal. So he'll set the velocity equal to that of a photon, which is c, since photons travel at the speed of light. And so what we'll have is that h over lambda is equal to mc, where m is the mass that the photon is pretending to have, and c being the speed of the photon, which is speed of light. So what can we do here? Well, we can multiply both sides by c, and that will change that to h over lambda, and that will change that to mc squared. Okay, well, as we just pointed out, hc over lambda, that's equal to this here, which is equal to the energy. So what we have is E is equal to mc squared, where the energy is equal to the mass times the speed of light squared. Now, I'm sure many people are familiar with this famous equation, and basically what it indicates is that energy and mass are essentially two different forms of the same thing. Now, if you ever wondered how they came up with this equation, well, now you know. So that is all I have for now, and I'd like to thank you very much for watching.